of Singapore Tzu Chi volunteers traveled to Sri Lanka to assess the damages caused by a recent landslide in Kegalle County. TIMA members in Indonesia hold a free clinic for care recipients at the Jing Cafe in Pluit. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Mary Lee Shioda. Thank you for joining us. In mid-May, a deadly landslide occurred in Sri Lanka. Tzu Chi volunteers in Singapore were alerted to the situation by a Sri Lankan monk, Venerable Dr. K. Gunaratana, who was living in Singapore. After contacting local government officials in Sri Lanka, Tzu Chi volunteers in Singapore were able to arrive in the disaster area in Kegalle County by June. Although the floodwaters had already receded and the debris had been cleared, the social and economic impact is still being felt, with over 2,000 people still living in shelters.
If the residents were not there to let volunteers know, they might not realize that this was the site of a terrible flood and landslide that devastated a vibrant local community here in Kegalle County, Sri Lanka. One resident is stunned upon seeing what is left of his neighborhood.
It's significant. I don't know what to do. That is the problem, because my economics and everything are destroyed. So that I don't know what to do.
His only consolation is that his wife and son are alive and well. Another resident, Nimal, was more fortunate as the landslides flowed down both sides of his home, leaving his house intact. The destruction caused by the landslides only lasted 15 minutes. 15 minutes these residents will never forget.
Then like a wave started moving downward. It's about 500 to 600 kilometers per hour.
The mid-May flooding in Kegalle County was reported to Tzu Chi volunteers in Singapore by a Sinhalese venerable Dr. K. Gunaratana, who also contacted with local officials and arranged for volunteers to visit the disaster site, which also happens to be the hometown of Venerable Dr. K. Gunaratana. Volunteers were met by a local police officer when they arrived.
I try to the child life and old people's life. I don't know what shall I do that day. I want to save our people.
On the night of the disasters, police officers were able to save 80 villagers. However, now the officer is concerned for the living. Nearly 2,000 people have either lost their homes or their homes have been made inaccessible due to the flooding and blocked mountain roads. All of them are living in relief shelters and worried about where they can go from here. In one school auditorium, 36 residents are crowded together, sleeping on mats and dealing with the mental fatigue caused by their loss. As Tzu Chi volunteers survey the situation, they make a vow to prepare relief assistance and plan for long-term support to help this community rebuild.
Also about helping others in need, living in developed countries, blurry vision is not considered a serious impairment, as it is easy to access optometrists and quality eye care. However, in some less developed parts of the world, these things may be less accessible. Tzu Chi volunteers in Brazil recently distributed free eyeglasses to residents in need, where the cost of prescription eyeglasses can be as much as 1/5 of a person's monthly income. For one village, Tzu Chi stepped in to help.
Residents are gathered in the physical education building of a local elementary school. They have been looking forward to this meeting with Tzu Chi volunteers for the past 2 weeks. Today, they will receive new eyeglasses provided by Tzu Chi.
The glasses that the volunteers have brought today are very nice. I bought a new pair of glasses just a few days ago and spent over $200, but that pair isn't as nice as these the volunteers have brought today. I hope you will all cherish the gift of these glasses today.
Perhaps the most grateful for the new eyeglasses was an elderly resident, Cleida. Today, for the first time in 12 years, she can see everyone clearly.
I was using a pair of glasses that I bought 12 years ago. When I wore them, I couldn't see clearly, and I'd get headaches, but I didn't have the money to buy new ones. With this pair I got today, things are so clear and they don't make my head hurt. Thank you all so much.
Hopefully, one day, everyone in the world will be able to see the world clearly. Tzu Chi's efforts here in Brazil are a humble step in that direction.
Master Zhenyan has once more begun a tour around Taiwan, and after a few days' visit in Taipei, she made a visit to the Taoyuan Jingsi Hall. There, she met with local volunteers who shared their experiences of reforming prison inmates. The mayor of Taoyuan was also there and was also excited to learn about how the Jingsi folding furniture can be used in disaster relief.
The Jingsi multi-purpose bed, invented by Tzu Chi Foundation, is being tested by the mayor. Although the bed can handle a maximum weight of 200 kilograms, its own weight is only 15 kilograms. The mayor is amazed that it can be folded and put away easily.
It's very good. This is light. It can be a chair and a bed too. It's better than a military cot. I really want to use it for rescue work and also other events.
Tzu Chi's Jingsi folding furniture were invented with compassion for the disaster victims. Tzu Chi's love also overcomes adversity.
From your letter, I realized that you were once an inmate. You've changed after you joined Tzu Chi, and you are now a compassionate bodhisattva.
This letter came from an inmate in Taoyuan. For the past 2 years, Tzu Chi volunteers in Taoyuan have been helping the inmates there. They also write letters to encourage the inmates. Agan, one of them, senses the warmth from the volunteers.
Because we're in that closed environment, it felt quite touched to receive a letter. When I wanted to write back, I would think about many things.
The caring team accompanies the former inmates to the stage to share their stories. The Buddha's teachings are the remedies to help people find the right path.
Last July, heavy rains lashed Fujian Province, China, which devastated Liancheng County. A local kindergarten was completely flooded during the disaster. After conducting a disaster assessment, Tzu Chi volunteers decided to assist with the school's reconstruction. The school broke ground on June 10th and is expected to be completed in 8 months' time. The rebuilding project includes 12 classrooms and can accommodate up to 360 students.
This plot of land is where the Liancheng County Tzu Chi Kindergarten will soon be erected. Local residents gathered early in the morning to celebrate the school's groundbreaking.
We have clean air here, which is necessary for a child's growth. If we establish a kindergarten here, it will be convenient for us to fetch our children. We are very excited to hear about the establishment of a kindergarten here.
Last July, Fujian's Liancheng County was ravaged by torrential rains, which devastated 22 schools and 12 kindergartens, including Lianhua Kindergarten, where the floodwaters reached 2 meters high. As repair was deemed difficult, Tzu Chi volunteers decided to help with the school's reconstruction. Together with the county mayor, Tzu Chi volunteers searched for a suitable plot of land. The school finally broke ground in June.
On behalf of the people and the government of Liancheng County, I would like to express my sincerest thanks to the Tzu Chi Foundation for the kind assistance you have extended to this county by establishing the Tzu Chi Kindergarten.
A good education is priceless, especially basic education. We should embody the spirit of great love and wisdom.
70 volunteers from Taiwan, Xiamen, Quanzhou, and Zhangzhou delivered their well wishes. Teachers were also full of anticipation.
This kindergarten has been founded on love, and we are ready to share this love with others.
The school, which encompasses 12 classrooms and can accommodate 360 students, is expected to be complete within 8 months.
TIMA members from Indonesia recently held a free clinic for 81 Tzu Chi care recipients at Pluit's Jing Cafe. Among the care recipients who got their health and teeth looked at was a senior who had spent all his money paying for his medical bills and a 3-year-old girl who has thalassemia, among other ailments. Here at the Jing Cafe in Pluit, Indonesia, volunteers rearranged the tables and chairs a bit to change the cafe into a free clinic venue. Today, 15 TIMA members and 105 Tzu Chi volunteers are helping 81 care recipients to check on their teeth or general health. The youngest patient this time is 3-year-old Farni, who is anemic. She's being taken care of by her grandmother as her mother has passed away.
Before we received assistance, worries trouble me. I'm very glad to receive Tzu Chi's love and care because I need to take care of my 2 grandchildren.
This solitary senior suffered through 2 strokes and his medical bills left him broke.
I am very grateful for the care in the past year. Before Tzu Chi stepped in to help me, I didn't know where my next meal was.
Among the team of medical volunteers is Felix Wang, who is currently a dental student. His contribution of helping to measure blood pressure has given him a sense of accomplishment.
I like volunteering, especially with Tzu Chi, because Tzu Chi's activities are well organized and run smoothly. I'm really glad to participate in it.
Receiving a dental checkup as well as prescriptions has helped alleviate the suffering of these Tzu Chi care recipients. In the days ahead, TIMA members promise to continue looking after their health for as long as needed. Next, we celebrate the 10th anniversary of Taichung's Fengyuan Jingsi Books and Cafe, which was the first to be established in central Taiwan. For the past 10 years, it has been enriching the spirituality of the people in the community. To commemorate this event, a concert to express gratitude was held.
At the Jingsi Books and Cafe in Fengyuan, every performance in the concert has been mindfully prepared. This Jingsi Books and Cafe has been around for 10 years. More than a conventional bookstore, it also is a place where people can learn about Dharma.
In our mind, we always remember the blessings the Master gave us. We've grown from a small seed thanks to the support of the public.
The Master established the place for people to continue nurturing their spirituality.
The young volunteers also take to the stage to perform a play, spreading joy to all. The first Jingsi Books and Cafe in central Taiwan will approach its next decade, passing on wholesome teachings and recruiting more people to do good deeds.
In a previous report, we introduced 2 books jointly published by the Jingsi Publications and the Commonwealth Publishing Company. Copies of these 2 books that trace Tzu Chi's work of love and compassion have arrived in Malaysia. Launch parties were held at the Tzu Chi Johor Bahru branch and the Jingsi Books and Cafe in Selangor.
As singer Wan Fang performs Love in the World, the listeners are reminded of how she traveled through Malaysia to raise funds for Tzu Chi's dialysis center in Penang 4 years ago.
I feel like coming home as I served with love in Malaysia.
Singing the song Spread the Love, Wan Fang expresses her admiration for Tzu Chi's 50 years of charity work worldwide. She has come to advertise 2 new books that trace Tzu Chi's history and compassionate work. She even asked reporters from Sinchu Daily and Nanyang Business Daily to spread the news quickly. Wan Fang has outstanding performances in singing, acting, and hosting, has been helping Tzu Chi with its missions.
I think the most incredible person in the world is Master Jing. For 50 years, she has kept her vow. Since Venerable Master Ying Shun told her to work for Buddhism and all sentient beings, she has remained firm to her vow. Who's able to do so?
At the gathering to publicize the new books at the Jingse Books and Cafe in Selangor, the attendees have been deeply touched by Tzu Chi's work.
I was most touched to see how they inspire love and spread it, embracing the public. This is essential in our life, and we should do this.
At the gathering, as the attendees enjoy the singing and learn about Tzu Chi, they have come to appreciate the beauty of its humanistic culture.
In Taiwan, the current labor shortage at construction sites is quite serious, leading some 70 construction developers in central Taiwan to establish the Taiwan Action Buddhist Society, which gives rural students the chance to change their fortunes as well as cultivate young talent. This organization hires instructors to go to school campuses to teach masonry and bricklaying skills, in hopes this training will continue to stimulate the students' interest in the construction work, as upon graduation, the students can look forward to a well-paid starting salary of 50,000 NT dollars a month, which is approximately $1,500 US.
What other people don't want to do is an opportunity for our children. If we become proficient in this line of work, it can help change their fortunes.
While other students get ready to take music lessons, a dozen students from Fangyuan and Dacheng Junior High School prepare to work on this outdoor wall. These students may be covered in cement and sweat under the hot sun, but this work is actually their choice.
If we can do this masonry work, we can earn a lot of money. It also feels fun, and at least it's a skill which may allow me to get a job in the future.
Taiwan's education system switched from a 9-year basic education system to a 12-year compulsory education program, allowing junior high schools to offer such special courses in vocational training and special skills.
Children are not afraid of hard work that is tiring. They are simply afraid of being bored. As long as we can spark their interest, they are definitely very willing to do it.
The Ministry of Education's proposed revisions to vocational and technical education meant there could be no decrease in the intake of students in the fields of agriculture, forestry, and other fields. Also in 2015, the enrollment of students in technical programs without a review of application materials increased to 78.42%, and those who graduate from vocational schools with 5 years of work experience can be recruited to teach at vocational schools.
This line of work will allow one not to have any worries about being unemployed or going hungry. You don't have to worry about this.
Xie has 30 years of experience working with cement and hopes to pass on his expertise, as he worries a shortage of workers in this profession could become more serious.
This industry has workers that are rapidly aging, and without an injection of youth, the industry will shrink more and more.
The average wage for masons has risen from between $60 to $68 US to around $77 to $86 US. With many masons being quite old, they are physically overburdened, leading to longer periods of construction work.
We believe that the program begins with the education system, as we launched this Fostering New Talent program.
Some 70 companies within the construction industry decided to set up the Taiwan Action Buddhist Society, which was founded in 2004. Over the past 10 years, it has helped 20,000 rural students with scholarship grants of $2.5 million US as part of its plans to foster new talent.
When we started with this plan, we believed that they should have the highest honor because they will be seeds of hope. And through their germination, they may affect society and even the future education system.
Studying this will make it hard for me to be replaced, as you can't learn this in just a day or two. When our instructors feel we can do the job, they will give us a job. After graduation from high school, we can earn a monthly salary of $1,500.
Gaining employment seamlessly after graduation, as well as passing down this technical skill and heritage, adds value to this educational program.
In the future, we don't want them to simply be skilled tradesmen, as we hope they can also achieve the level of becoming instructors, which is another one of the goals.
Cultivating trained craftsmen beginning in junior high and continuing through high school is a way to change the fortunes of these young students, as well as fulfill a need in society.
And now a report on volunteer firefighters in Taichung. Among the roughly 2,000 volunteer firefighters working in Taichung City, the average age is 47 years old. In recent years, not many young people are interested in joining the group. For this reason, many older firefighters are compelled to put off retirement for the sake of the community. We'll meet a senior firefighter and a younger firefighter and discuss some of the hazards they face in their line of work.
Xiao Fubin has been a volunteer firefighter for over 30 years. Even though his hair has started to gray, his dedication to saving lives is as strong as ever.
It used to be a lot easier to find firefighters. Now firefighters face a lot of economic pressure, so it's more difficult to attract people to do the job.
Looking at the organizational chart on the wall, half of the spaces are empty. There are no new people looking to join.
Since we are regularly called out to go fight fires, there's no way for me to take time for a personal vacation.
33-year-old Lai Jiao-sen just joined the force 3 years ago. During firefighting practices, he draws attention because of his young appearance.
There's firefighters in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. When I first joined, I really was the youngest on the entire force.
Among the aging Taichung volunteer firefighters, the average age is 47 years old. Among the newest recruits of the last 2 years, last year's average was 38 years old, and this year it was 35. For some new firefighters, like Lai Jiao-sen, their workplace is also their home. He is a second-generation volunteer firefighter who joined after being encouraged by his father and uncle. The older Xiao Fubin is still full of energy and happy to be a part of the department. On one firefighting mission, he was poisoned by chemicals in a factory, which led to dialysis treatment.
At the time of the factory fire, I thought to myself, I have a wife and child. If I go in there, I might die. But if I don't do this, many others may die.
In addition to the risk firefighters take with their lives, they are also burdened with the economic costs of being properly equipped. Volunteer firefighters must purchase their own equipment, which includes their coat, helmet, shoes, breathing mask, carbon filters, and rescue alarm. Altogether, this can add up to over $2,000 per person. When it comes to fighting fires, Captain Xiao isn't afraid of anything. His one fear is simply that there will not be enough able-bodied firefighters to replace him after he's gone.
The Taiwan Blood Services Foundation recently held an event in hopes of inspiring more people to roll up their sleeves and donate blood to those in need. We will leave you with these images at the end of the program. Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you next time.